Why do we celebrate Father's Day? My story is like many children nowadays, and I've been blessed with many father figures in my life. My natural father, grandfathers, uncles, and a very special stepfather who became my dad. I will share a few stories that hold dear to me in just a few moments. But first, let's look at when Father's Day first started. It dates back to 1508. The Catholic Church celebrated the third Sunday of June to honor the love fathers had for their children, and President Nixon in 1972 declared it a holiday to recognize fathers' contribution to their children's lives. And in most parts of the world today, it is Father's Day. My natural father and mother were divorced when I was young. I do remember waiting for my father to collect us, and often he did not show up, or if he did, my mother had concerns. He had been drinking, so she sought a court order to prevent him from contacting us. My mother remarried, and in 1972, my stepfather adopted us. My birth certificate does not give my natural father's name, so I would not have known my birth name if it weren't for my school report cards showing my name was different. In the UK, a movement started in 1974. Families Need Fathers, and in 2003, Fathers for Justice was organized. When I was 18, I reached out to find my natural father. I found his telephone number and called him. A woman answered the telephone. I asked if so-and-so was there, and for confidentiality, I will not say his name. A few seconds later, he was on the phone. I lost the courage to speak, and it was quiet for a few seconds, and then I said, hello, I could not speak. I found myself trembling, and he said, is this Karen? I started to cry, and he said, I've been waiting a long time for you to call. I met him that night. I had always wondered if my mother made the right decision, but after meeting him, I could tell that he drank, and I understood her decision. At Christmas, our house was always extra special. My dad was Santa Claus, and at work, he dressed up for the other children. I was so proud of him. And here's me at 10 years old. I was so excited to get Barbie, and he even built us a Barbie playroom. Let me tell you a funny memory. As we were growing up, my dad was an interior decorator. He kept our home looking beautiful, and we always had one of those living rooms where the children weren't allowed into unless there was an adult present. And as we got older, my dad became a safety inspector for one of the largest oil companies. He took us camping, and on long road trips, he taught us trucker lingo. When CB radios were the way to communicate about the road traffic ahead. His radio name was Grizzly Adams. Can you guess why? I still laugh today, remember him saying, breaker, breaker, this is Grizzly Adams at mile marker 20. What's the road traffic ahead? And within seconds, a stranger would reply, howdy, Grizzly Adams, this is 18-wheeler, keep on truckin'. I'm at mile marker 10. There's a big pile up and traffic is slow. And we got state troopers everywhere on the scene. My dad would say, 10-4, roger that. My dad was and still is the best driver I know. Well, I can tell you it hurt my mom when I decided to have a relationship with my natural father, and families can be complicated. But thankfully, my mother understood my need to know him. Life is too short to stay upset. Sadly, I was in Paris when my natural father passed away. I was stuck in one of the worst storms, unable to get a flight in time for his funeral. And my mum sent his widow a beautiful arrangement of flowers with condolences. The courage it took for my mother to do that made me realize that she did not stop us from having visitation with him out of revenge, but rather protecting us when we were very young. In the UK, courts recognize the importance of fathers' relationships with children after divorce, and courts consider many factors. Safety and consistency is important today as it was for me and my siblings 50 years ago. If you are seeing your children, great. Happy Father's Day. If you are not, it is never too late to contact us at Legal Minded Friends for a child arrangement order. I understand both sides of parenting reasonings, but truth matters, and if you are not seeing your child out of revenge, then don't delay, as time goes by too quickly. Please like this video, share this video, as you never know who it will help. Thank you.